Hi, my name is Kirsten, and I will be talking about climate change. Mark Ruffalo once said, "Climate change is the greatest threat to our existence in a short history on this planet. Nobody's going to buy their way out of its effects." Climate change is a large issue that I feel like many people don't know enough about. My hope today is to inform you all on climate change and the effects it has on all of our lives. I feel that I have gained enough credibility through my research and interest in climate change to inform you on this very important topic. Today I will be informing you all on climate change, more specifically what climate change is and who caused it, how climate change is affecting Americans and Iowans, and finally what types of things are being done to help slow the effects of climate change. To begin, I will be talking about what climate change is and who caused this issue. So what is climate change and who is to blame? According to the United Nations website, climate change is long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns. Some shifts may be natural, but since the 1800s, humans have been the main cause of climate change. This is because we continuously burn fossil fuels like gas, coal, and oil. When gas, coal, and oil burn, they create greenhouse gases. When this gas is emitted into the air, it acts like a blanket covering the earth. The greenhouse gases trap in the sun's heat, which causes the temperatures to rise everywhere on earth. The greenhouse gases that cause climate change are methane gas and carbon dioxide. Now we will watch a 30-second video about climate change.
Humans have been on Earth for about 300,000 years, but we've only started polluting like this in the last 60. Our pollution stays in the air for thousands of years, creating a thickening blanket that traps heat in the atmosphere. That heat causes stronger hurricanes, bigger fires, more frequent floods, and the extinction of thousands of species. But there's good news. To stop the pollution blanket, we just have to stop polluting. Go to ScienceMoms.com to learn how.
So you may be wondering now, who is to blame for climate change? Anyone who drives cars or uses coal for heating contributes to these greenhouse gases. Clearing land and trees also releases carbon dioxide because the carbon in the trees is released into the atmosphere. When we send garbage to our landfills, it contributes to the methane being emitted into the atmosphere because methane gas is released as our trash decomposes. The main emitters responsible for releasing these greenhouse gases are energy industry, transport, buildings, agriculture, and land use. Now that we know what climate change is and what has caused it, you may be curious about how it's affecting people in America and more specifically, how it's affecting us Iowans. Climate change is impacting American lives in huge ways. It affects many things that society relies on every day, like human health, agriculture, food security, water supply, transportation, and energy ecosystems. Climate change is affecting human health by causing extreme weather events, decreased air quality, and new diseases that are being transmitted. Disruptions to agriculture have been increasing, and it is predicted to increase more and more over this next century. This would cause issues with America's food supply chain. Water quality is already diminishing in many areas. With higher temperatures, droughts are becoming more common. Drier land means a larger chance of wildfires that are becoming long-lasting and harder to control. Coastal communities face a possible rising sea level and harsher coastal storms like hurricanes. They face the risks of erosion, storm surge damage, and excessive flooding. This is affecting infrastructures like roads, airports, energy infrastructures, and military bases. For Iowa, climate change is already taking a large toll on our state. Temperature has raised almost 1 degree in the last century, which may not seem like a big deal, but it's rising more in other areas of the world, which is alarming. Floods are becoming increasingly more common, with summers becoming warmer every year. The yield of corn and soybeans are more likely to be reduced, which will cause an issue in the food chain. With less food being produced, prices are going to rise tremendously, similar to gas prices. Hearing all of this information can be alarming, but there are many things being put in place to help reduce and slow down the effects of climate change. So, some things that are being done are, in an article written by NRDC by Melissa Denchak, she discusses many different ways that people are making changes in their own lives to slow down climate change. One way in particular that is making a huge difference is using renewable energy. Solar panels are a great option for people who want to power their homes with renewable energy. Many utility companies are also using wind and solar energy to generate about half of their electricity. which may help make a big difference if more people start to choose this option. Even big companies are finding ways to fight climate change. HP, the technology company, has committed to eliminate 75% of its single-use plastic by 2025. They are also investing in creating energy-efficient equipment and services. They want to be able to keep their products in operation longer to produce less waste. One small step they took in 2019 is eliminating the plastic tie that wraps around the power cord and the plastic bags that documents come in. They are currently working on changing their plastic foam packaging cushions to ones made from recycled molded pulp. This is eliminating over 900 tons of plastic foam each year. HP is one of the few large companies that are making big leaps in the climate change fight. The government has started to make changes to help fight climate change as well. On January 20th, 2021, President Joe Biden signed an executive order to rejoin the Paris Climate Agreement. The Paris Agreement is legally binding international treaty for climate change. This agreement was adopted on December 12th of 2015 and was put into place on November 4th of 2016. Their goal is to limit global warming to less than 2 degrees Celsius by establishing carbon neutrality. This agreement is a huge landmark for the multilateral climate change process. So far we have achieved low carbon and zero carbon solutions in many areas. Many countries, regions, cities, and companies are establishing carbon neutrality. The Paris Climate Agreement is a great start to what things need to be done, but there is still plenty of things that can be done to help slow down climate change. Today we have discussed what climate change is and who caused it, how climate change is affecting Americans and Iowans, and 3 things that are being done to help slow down climate change. Like I stated before, climate change is a large issue that affects us all, and it is very important to be informed on this issue. After listening to my speech, I hope you have gained a better understanding about why climate change is so important and how it's impacting everyone.